Raila's term has come to an end. He is not relevant anymore. He's politically dead. So that tells you he's dead politically, and should be buried very soon.
Huku Wakenya wakiendelea kumsubiri Daktari Miguna Miguna kurejea hapa nchini, amefanya interview na The Tackle na Miguna Miguna amefunguka mambo mazito katika video hii ambayo naenda kukuchezea, video ambayo Miguna Miguna amezungumza mambo mazito ambayo yanahusiana na Raila Odinga. Hii video ni courtesy of The Tackle ambapo walifanya mahojiano usiku wa jana.
First of all, Nyanza is part of Kenya.
Yes.
And there is no place actually in the administration of Kenya in terms of governance that is called Nyanza. So it's a historical what do we call it? It's some kind of we are latching back to some kind of history that is no longer operational as we speak, because the word Nyanza is amorphous, okay? Most people, when they say Nyanza, they mean Luos.
Luo Nyanza, that is.
Yeah, they're not talking about Kisii, they're not talking about the Korea, they're not talking about other people who live in Nyanza but are not Luos. So let's talk about what they are talking about. I think they are talking about Luos.
Yes, Luo Nyanza. Or Luos. Let's be more specific.
Right. The Luo nation is a nation like any other. But unlike any other, the Luo nation has its leadership organically emerge, usually from the struggles that the people engage in on a day-to-day. So that's how leaders emerge among the Luo nation. Leaders, Luos, are not a kingdom, even though they have held form kingdoms in other places, like when they passed through Uganda. So Luos are not a kingdom. We are not a monarchy. We don't have a king. Raila Odinga is not a king, was never a king, even though he would like to be. So there is no king that will be anointed among the Luo. So anyone who is waiting for anointment will be there for a surprise, because there will be no ceremony for anybody to be anointed. Raila had no and still has no legal, political, moral, cultural grounds to anoint anyone. However, it would have been good if, like our ancestors and elders of yore, he allowed the organic, dynamic means of leaders emerging to take place without him artificially chopping people's heads off, or legs, or lives, because that's what he has done. Whenever you present a potential Raila wants your head off, I mean, that's apparently what he did when he conspired with Uhuru to have me exiled, because he was insecure. I heard. He was insecure that by administering the oath on him when everybody else had run away, the Luos had recognized me as a potential leader. That's what I heard. And he felt threatened enough to conspire with Uhuru for my house to be destroyed, and potentially the intention was to kill me. He failed. So right now, what he has been doing is trying to chop off the heads of everyone that he thinks may be potential. For example, Kidero was governor of Nairobi. He made sure Kidero was not governor twice. I said he made sure because he was part of the scheme that convinced Kidero not to petition against Sonko's alleged victory. And then when Kidero went to Homa Bay, he has orchestrated a scheme to ensure that Kidero does not become governor. because of that fear. All right? Everybody else that has worked with Raila Odinga, that he even suspects might have a potential, he chops their legs off. That's unfortunate, because that is a disease that people with low self-esteem and those with no ability to lead suffer from. They see opponents everywhere and they fear enemies from every corner, including those who are trying to prop them up. So, to come back to your question, the Luo nation will choose their leaders the way they have always done, organically.
Okay.
And Raila's term has come to an end. He is not relevant anymore. He's politically dead, even though he still has signs of life through kicks and other movements, like when he went to Kisumu to impose the speaker and the leader of the majority. He nearly lost the leader of the majority by 1 vote. So that tells you he's dead politically, and should be buried very soon. Then the Luos will do what they have to do. They will come up with who their leaders are in terms of getting direction from those that are able to give that direction. But there will be no anointment. There will be no ceremony.
There'll be no anointment, there'll be no ceremony.